The forest sprawled. It stretched beyond the horizon, a tapestry of green and brown woven across the mountain range. Towering trees clawed at the sky, their roots sunk deep into the ancient earth. Rivers, like silver veins, pulsed through its heart, feeding the lifeblood of this sprawling wilderness. This was no ordinary woodland. It was a place of contrasts, where towering redwoods rubbed shoulders with delicate ferns. Sun-dappled meadows gave way to shadowy groves, their floors carpeted in moss. The air hummed with the music of life, a symphony of birdsong, rustling leaves, and the murmur of unseen creatures. The forest was a place of secrets, whispered on the wind. It held the memories of countless seasons, of storms weathered and sunlight embraced. And somewhere within its depths, a story was unfolding. Deep within the heart of the forest lay a hidden realm. Here, sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy of bamboo. Slender stalks, some taller than a man, swayed in the gentle breeze, their leaves rustling like whispers. The air was cool and damp, the ground soft beneath foot. Emerald light filtered through the leaves, casting dancing patterns on the forest floor. This was a place of tranquility, a sanctuary from the outside world. The bamboo grew in a bewildering array of shapes and sizes. Some were thick as a man's arm, others delicate as a reed. Their colors ranged from deep green to golden yellow, their leaves rustling with every passing breeze. This was a place of ancient magic, where the very air seemed to vibrate with unseen energy. It was said that the bamboo held the secrets of the forest, whispered from stalk to stalk on the wind. And it was here that a lone figure ran. He moved with the grace of a wild thing, his feet barely disturbing the fallen leaves. His dark hair was pulled back from his face, revealing sharp cheekbones and eyes that glinted with determination. He had been running for hours, his breath misting in the cool air. But he showed no signs of fatigue, his movements as fluid and effortless as ever. He was at home in this wild place, as much a part of it as the trees and the wind. A startled deer bounded across his path, its white tail flashing. The runner barely broke stride, his eyes flickering towards the creature before moving on. He was not here to hunt, but to find. His name was Kalen, and he was searching for something ancient and powerful, something that had been lost for centuries. The bamboo parted before him, revealing a path that had been hidden until this moment. It shimmered with an ethereal light, beckoning him forward. Kalen paused, his hand resting on the smooth bark of a nearby stalk. He had been following the whispers of the forest for weeks, guided by instinct and some unseen force. He had faced treacherous ravines, navigated tangled thickets, and outrun packs of snarling wolves. But something told him he was close. This path, however, was different. It felt ancient, imbued with a power that sent shivers down his spine. It was not a path meant for ordinary men. Taking a deep breath, Kalen stepped onto the path. As he did so, the forest around him seemed to fall silent. The air crackled with energy, and the very ground beneath his feet thrummed. He was walking into the unknown, and there was no turning back. The path led him on, winding through the bamboo until at last it opened into a clearing. Standing before him were 3 ancient archways, their stone surfaces covered in intricate carvings. Each archway pulsed with a faint light, beckoning him forward. He stood there for a moment, taking in the sight. The air in the clearing crackled with anticipation, and he could feel the weight of countless eyes upon him. This was a place of power, a crossroads where destinies were decided. The first archway pulsed with a warm, inviting light. He could feel the pull of home, the comfort of familiar faces. The second archway pulsed with a cold, steely light. He could sense danger lurking within, the clash of steel and the thrill of battle. But it was the third archway that drew his attention the most. It pulsed with a deep emerald light, the same color as the heart of the bamboo forest. He could feel the thrum of ancient magic emanating from it, the promise of something both wondrous and terrifying. He chose the third archway. As he passed beneath its shadow, he felt a strange sense of peace settle over him. The world around him shimmered and shifted, and when he opened his eyes, he found himself standing in a town. It was a town frozen in time. Buildings stood half-ruined, their stone walls overgrown with ivy. Cobblestone streets lay cracked and broken, and the only sound was the mournful cry of the wind whistling through the empty windows. Yet, even in its decay, there was a strange beauty to the place, a sense of peace and tranquility that belied its desolate appearance. It was as if the town itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Kalen walked through the deserted streets, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He passed by abandoned homes, their doorways hanging open like empty mouths. He saw the remnants of lives once lived, a child's toy lying forgotten on a doorstep, a half-finished tapestry hanging on a loom. He reached the town square. In the center stood a large, ancient tree, its branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. And beneath that tree, gathered in a circle, were figures. They sat in silence, their faces hidden in the shadows of their hoods. But even from a distance, Kalen could sense their power. They were like him, touched by the magic of the forest, drawn to this place for a reason. As he drew closer, he could hear snippets of their conversation. They spoke of ancient prophecies, of a darkness spreading across the land. They spoke of a mission, a task that only they could undertake. He stopped at the edge of the circle, unsure whether to make his presence known. He had been led here, guided by fate or some unseen force. But what was his role to be in this gathering of secrets? One of the figures, taller than the others and radiating an aura of quiet authority, turned towards him. Slowly, the figure lowered their hood, revealing the face of a woman. Her face was etched with the wisdom of ages, her eyes filled with a deep, knowing sadness. She looked at Kalen, and for a moment, he felt as if she were peering into his very soul. "You have found your way here," she said, her voice soft but clear. "The forest has guided you well." He met her gaze, a mixture of curiosity and apprehension swirling within him. "Who are you?" he asked. "And what is this place?" A sad smile touched her lips. "This place is a sanctuary," she replied, "a haven for those who walk the path of shadows." She gestured to the hooded figures around them. "We are the guardians," she continued, tasked with protecting this world from the forces that would see it consumed by darkness. Her words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Kalen felt a shiver run down his spine. This was bigger than he could have ever imagined. The woman, whose name he learned was Alara, told him of an ancient evil that was stirring, a darkness that threatened to consume the world, plunging it into an age of chaos and despair. "For centuries we have guarded the balance," she explained. "But our strength wanes. We need your help, Kalen." She revealed their mission, to find 3 artifacts of immense power scattered long ago. These artifacts, when united, held the key to defeating the darkness. Kalen looked around at the faces of the Guardians, their expressions a mixture of hope and grim determination. He felt a surge of purpose, a sense of belonging he had never known before. This was his destiny. "I will help you," Kalen said, his voice firm. "I will do whatever it takes." As he spoke those words, he knew that his life would never be the same. He had stumbled upon a secret world, a battle waged in the shadows, and he was now a part of it. Their journey was about to begin.